Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ala ahli wa sahbihi ajma'in ma ba'd. Assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Inshallah, today we'll be learning some basics. So the very first thing we are going to learn is how to log into Bluehost. If you want to log into Bluehost, go to bluehost.com. After you might have purchased your website, then you click login. So you enter your domain and your password. You click login. So you are here. The next thing is how to log into your WordPress. The very first way to log into your WordPress is by clicking login to WordPress from your Bluehost. When you click on this login into WordPress, you can log into your WordPress dashboard. You can see I have successfully logged into my WordPress dashboard. So the second way to log in, let's log out. I want to log out. I want to show you the second and the third way. The second way to log into your WordPress is that you go to your website, tip viral agency, in my case, wp-admin, then you press enter. Here now you can enter your username and your password, then you click on login. You can see I'm also here. Let me log out again. The third way to log in is that when you enter your domain, you write /login. You press enter. It's also going to take you to this place. So you enter your username and password, then you click on login. So those are three ways to log into your WordPress dashboard. The next thing to do now is that you go to plugin. Then you click on add new. You are going to search duplicate post. Duplicate post. You are going to install this Yoast duplicate post. You can see it has over 4 million active installations. So you click on install. And you click on activate. Then you now go to pages, all pages. Then you come to your home. You can see this my home front page Elementor. You now duplicate it, you clone it. So this is home front page Elementor. This is my normal home page. And look at this one, home draft Elementor. So this is just a draft. This is the new one I just created from duplicating. I click on quick edit. This one I will write home 2. This home 2 I can copy it and then I'll paste it under this slug, home 2. Then I'll come to this status and switch it to what? Published. And then I will update. Why do I do this? Look at it. This is my home page. Let me visit it. This is my normal home page. This is my normal website. So I want to edit, I want to design, I want to add, I want to delete, I want to move things around. So I might mess up with this particular page and I don't want that. So I've created an extra page to mess up with, which is this home 2. So I can be deleting, I can add, I can change. If at the end of the day I can't correct it again, I will just come back here and trash it. I will delete it, I will duplicate again, I will work with that one, I will delete, I will add, I will do this, I will do that. If at the end of the day I can't correct it back, I will just delete it again and duplicate. So this is how to learn as a beginner. I know you are just a beginner, you are just learning. So you might delete something, you won't know how to take it back. You might add something, you won't know how to delete it. You might change something, you won't know how to take it back. So the best way to do is that what? You duplicate your normal page, your normal home page, then you'll be working with this. At the end of the day, you can just delete this and then duplicate again to work with that particular new one. But your home page, your actual home page is going to be there, not affected. So this way you'll be safe. So now if I want to edit this my home 2 now, I will click on edit with Elementor. I will right click and open a new tab. All right. So the very first thing I want to tell you now is that if you should collapse this Elementor bar now, you can see we have header. This is the header, accessories, everything, women, about, this is the header. So if you go down, this is the footer. You can see the footer here. I have footer. This is the footer. So if you open this Elementor bar, everything below, you can see drag widget here. Everything below this is called footer. Everything here is footer. But the header, you are not going to see it when the Elementor bar is on. You can't see the header. You can't see the header. If you collapse this one, you are going to see the header. But if you bring it back, the header will go. But as for the footer, you can see it. Either you collapse or you don't collapse, you can see the footer. This header and footer, you can edit them with Elementor. You can see that if I put my mouse here, I can see that I can click on this middle one, which is edit section. I can edit all these ones. I can edit, I can delete, I can add. But the header, I cannot edit it with Elementor. The same thing to the footer, I cannot edit it with Elementor. So in order to save yourself stress, you can just go to settings here. Settings. Under this page layout, default, you choose Elementor canvas. What does that mean? I'm telling Elementor that take away anything I cannot edit with Elementor. So I'll be able to control everything with Elementor. That is the easiest way to do things. So with that, if I should collapse this now, you can't see the header again. If you go down, you can't see the footer again. So you can see that even after bringing the Elementor back, I can't see the footer. You can see drag widget here. Everything below this one, I can't see anything again. So this is the best way to do things, to take away the header and the footer, so that you only have what you can edit with Elementor, which is called Elementor canvas. The only thing I have here now is what Elementor canvas, the things I can edit with Elementor. Although you can now import something, you can import header that you can edit with Elementor, and you can also import footer that you can edit with Elementor. How do you do that? For example, now if I should go up and I click on this plus icon, if I click on it, you can see I can click on this particular one, this one. When I click on it, this, if I'm using the Elementor I'm using now is free Elementor, not Elementor Pro. If I'm using Elementor Pro, I can use any of these things here. So what I'm just saying is this: if you go to blocks, there are a lot of headers and footers here that you can just add. There are a lot of headers and footer that you can just add. So you can see. So you look for anyone that you like, you can then add it to it. In fact, in the category here, you can just check. You can see header under the category header. So it's showing me a lot of headers now. But you can see that these headers, they are for Elementor Pro. You can see Go Pro. If I'm using Elementor Pro now, I can add any of these header and use them. And these headers will be editable with Elementor. The same thing if I go down here, I can click on this same thing. I can come to the category here and choose what? Footer. This footer here. So it's showing me a lot of footer, you can see, but they are all Pro, for Pro, Elementor Pro. So if I'm using Elementor Pro now, I can add this one, then I can edit them with what? Elementor Pro. So even if you don't have Elementor Pro, there's still a way to get it. If I should go up, if I click on this add again, if I click on this for inverter, you can see sign of inverter element. If I click on it, I've already told you how to get premium kits and free kits. Anyone you click there, or blocks, you can see under these blocks now, you can see footer, you can see header. If I click header now, you can see a lot of headers I can bring. I can use any of these. A lot of headers I can bring. And these headers, if I bring them, if I insert them, they are editable with Elementor. So also, I can go to footer. So these are so many footers I can bring, and they are also editable with Elementor. Another thing you can do is that when you go to premium kits, for example, maybe I search for school, maybe premium or free, you find a nice one. So let me look for anyone I like. maybe I want to use this. For example, I will install the kit. So after installing the kit, I will click on view kit. This kit now, you can see this is global kit style, blog page, our school, footer, 404, single post, off canvas menu, archive blog. You can see home page, you can see different things. So you can find the header and footer. You can see the header here. This is the header. For this particular kit, you are going to have header. It's telling me that Elementor Pro is required for these templates. So Elementor Pro is required, but you can ignore. You can ignore and then import. It's going to import this header. And this header is going to be editable with Elementor. You can see the header now. And then I can edit it. I will teach you how to edit later. I can edit and change some things and I will make it look nicer. So this way you can have header that is editable with Elementor. The same thing to footer. If you click on this invert to element, you are going to see this is the new the kit I installed just now. I can click on it and I will look for footer. This footer here, you can see too, Elementor Pro is required for this template. You can ignore and just insert it. You can see, look at my footer. And this footer now is editable with Elementor. This footer is going to be above this drag widget here. It's going to be above it. You can see this is a footer now and it's editable with Elementor. So this way I can have header and footer that is editable with Elementor. So this is how to do things. Let me delete this. So in that way you can get header and footer that are editable with Elementor. So that's how to take away the header and footer if you don't want to use it at all. And if you want header and footer that is editable with Elementor, that's how to get it. The next thing I want to show you is how to edit your header and footer for the normal header and footer. So if you come back to these settings and I go to page layout, I choose default. So I want the header and the footer there. That's normal header and footer, I want them back. You can see this is it here. If I should collapse this, look at my normal header, and if I should go down, this is my normal footer. I can actually delete this other footer that I brought. Okay, so this is the normal header, that's the normal header, and this is the normal footer. How do I edit this header and footer on WordPress? So let me update it. Okay, in order to edit your header and footer, not the one that is editable with Elementor, the normal header and the normal footer, the way to edit them is that you go back to your dashboard, then you go to appearance, then you click on this customize. You can open it in new tab. Let me close this ones. Okay, this one way to get to customize by going to appearance and then this customize it. You can open it in new tab. The second way is that when you go to your website, when you go up like this here, visit site, you can open it in new tab. When you're on your website like this, since you are logged into WordPress, you are going to see customize here. If I click on this one too, it's going to take me to customize. So any of the ways, any of the two ways works, either by going to appearance, customize, or by doing that from your website. So now I'm in customize. Look at this customize. Here you can edit your header, you can also edit your footer. So the very first thing to know is that when you come to this place, this global, when you click on it, you can see typography. That's the font. You can change the font throughout your website. The body font, headings font, all those things, you can change them here. Also, you can change the colors throughout your website. The link colors, the heading color, you can see body text, borders, or things like that. The same thing to the container. You don't have to change this. This has to do with blog. We will be taught that later. The buttons, the shape, the color, you can do everything here. And the block editor too has to do with blog. So the next thing is header builder. When you click on this, look at it. This header now, you can see that I only have one layer here. Accessories, everything, women, about, contact us, they are just in one layer. This is the layer here, this middle layer. And you can have up to 3 layers. So like this primary menu now, this site title and logo is not showing. I'm going to change it later. It's going to show. So look at this primary menu here. This is it here. Accessories, everything, women. Look at this secondary menu. This is about, contact us. Look at the cart. This is the cart. Look at the account. This is the avatar here. So this primary menu, I can move it up. This thing is going to move up. You can see it has moved up. The secondary menu now, I can move it down. You can see it's going to move down. You can see it here. So you can move them around. I can switch this account. I can bring the account here and the cart will go here. It's going to switch here. You can do whatever you like. And if you click on this place, you can add additional things. I can add anything I like. I can add maybe button. I can add search. I can add anything. Widget, switch, anything. I can also click here. I can click here. I can click here. I can click here. The middle too. I can click anywhere. One thing you should notice that if you click something here now, maybe I click search. You can see the search now. It's now here. I can drag it to this place, to the middle. Search. I can drag it to the middle. Do you understand? After dragging something to the middle, you can see that the search is now at the middle. Do you understand? I can then add another thing here. If I add maybe button here, the button can be close to the middle. And I can also drag it to this place to be close to this other side. Do you understand? But if nothing is there, for example, like this middle now, there's nothing there. I cannot add something to be close to the middle. I can only add something to the middle first. Then I can bring something to be close to the middle. So these are some of the things you can do here. So the next thing is that, okay, let me take all these ones back. I can delete this search, delete the button. This secondary menu, I can drag it back. Okay, the way it was. Then I can come to this site title and logo. I click on it. You can see my logo. The very first thing to note is that this thing, different logo for retina devices. Most of the time it's usually on. So when you are here, turn it off. When you have different logo for retina device, turn it off. This is just going to allow you to upload the lower version of your logo, and it's not needed. Just turn it off. It might confuse you. And you can increase the size of the logo here, the logo width. You can increase the size and you can decrease it. So as you like. Maybe I will use 60. Okay. So that is that. You can see display site title. All this one, just turn it off. Keep them off. The next thing is to click on site icon. When you click on site icon, you come here. Then you can change this image. This favicon. Look at this blue host. You can see this, their sign before the name of blue host portal. This sign here, that is the favicon. Look at this one, this bag. You can see this is the bag here. So you can use anything. If you go to facebook.com now, for example, facebook.com, look at the favicon. This is the small logo before their name. If you go to YouTube, you can see this sign here is the favicon. So I can also change this favicon for my website by clicking on what? Change image. I can choose anything I like. I can choose this now, for example. Maybe let me choose another thing. I can choose maybe this yellow bag to just show you. It should be your logo. You can see it is now yellow bag. So that is the favicon. Then go back to the header builder. That's site title and logo. Then the next thing is account, cart, primary menu, secondary menu. These are the things you see here. You know, site title and logo is the very first thing you see here. Then the account is this avatar. Then the cart is this, and then the primary menu is this, and the secondary menu is this. So that's that. So the next is transparent header. So we don't have to edit these ones now. We are going to edit them later. So the next thing is transparent header. When you click on transparent header, the very first thing you want to do is that you want to keep this one off. Enable on complete website. What do we mean? If this one is on, that means you are going to have transparent header on all your pages, and that's not good enough. People usually have transparent header on the front page, on the home page like this. When you go to other pages, it might not be transparent. And if you want it in all your pages, there's no problem, you can put it on. So also, where do you want the transparent header? Do you only want it on laptop, as in desktop version of your website, and you don't want it on your mobile version? Or you want it on both of them? For example, now if you go to tab version now, someone who is using tab is going to see your website like this. You can see that the header here is not transparent. This is white. If you go to mobile, your phone, you can see phone too is white background. It's not transparent. The only place you are going to be having transparent header is when you are using laptop. Because it's transparent, you can see that the image of this girl, we can see it under. the image of this guy that is under this header, we can still see it. So this is it. If you only want it on desktop, you choose desktop here. If I only want transparent header on mobile and I don't want it on desktop, I will click on this mobile alone. You can see this one. You can see on laptop now, on computer, on desktop, I'll be having this white background header, not transparent header again. But if I should go to tab, it is not transparent. It is transparent. We can change the color. We can change the opacity. Also, if you go to phone, it's also transparent. But on system now, desktop is not transparent. But if I want transparent header for everything, I will just click on desktop plus mobile. Everything will be transparent. This transparent. This one too is transparent. This one too is transparent. Although we can edit it for each, as in the transparency, the level of transparency, we can change it for both mobile and desktop. But what we mean is that both are going to be transparent by choosing this desktop plus mobile. The next thing is that it's saying that different logo for transparent header. That, for example, now if I'm using this, maybe this, that I only want transparent header for my for desktop. As for phone, mobile, and tab, I don't want transparent header. If this is what I choose, it's now asking me that do I want to use different logo for transparent and different logo for the one that is not transparent? The reason is because if my logo is white, the white color can show here, white logo can show here conveniently. But if my logo is white, here now that my background is white, the logo might not be able to show. That's why I might want to use, if I have black version of my logo, I might want to use that on this. That's why they are suggesting that do we want different logo for transparent header and different logo for the one that is not transparent. As for me, if I have a logo that can show on both, like black logo, I can just put this one off. That I don't want that. I only want one logo for both the transparent and the one that is not transparent. Do we understand? And also, even if you are using different logo, you know, we have put this one on that we want to use different logo for transparent header. Yet you put up this different logo for retina devices. You know, it can be on. Normally it should be on, so you can put it off. When you put it off, that's the best thing to do. And the logo width, you can also change it here. The size of the logo. So this is all about transparent header, and you can design it. You know, if you go to desktop now, this is general, then this design. You can design the level of the transparency. You can see this border. It has a border. I can increase the border. You can see the border is being increased. And I can also change the color of the border, maybe to black. You can see it is now black. I can decrease the size, maybe to 3 or 5. Do you understand? That, or 4. As you like it, you can change the color. And look at this bar. You can pick any of the color and you can move the color. And if you know the code of the color, you can just paste the code here. The color code is going to pick the color. And this bar here, this is the transparency also. You can make the color to be transparent. This is red. If you pick red now, you can see the way it is. This is red. But you can make the red to be transparent so that you can see what is under. It's going to be getting transparent until it goes off totally. Do you understand? So as you like, you can edit everything here. So you can change the background. This is the background of this header itself. If you come down here, you can see the transparency is very high. I can increase it. You can see it. I can decrease the transparency. It's being decreased. So if I want the transparency to be very high so that I can see what is under very well, I will increase it by moving it towards the left. But if I should drag it towards the right, I'm decreasing the transparency. So you can do as you like for this one. You can do as you like for this one. The fact that I'm increasing and changing something here does not mean I'm changing it for mobile. Let me go to tab. You can see it's different entirely. Do you understand? If I go to what's it called? Phone is different entirely. So you can change it for each and every one you want to do. So this is it. So you can change everything. You can see the link, background, all this one, menu, sub-menu, social. You can change. If you go to this menu now, for menu itself, the background can be different. You can see. So you can change anything you like, and you might like just, if you give one color now, you don't want the color again, just increase the transparency to the maximum. The color will just go. You can see. You know, If you give it maybe color blue now, I don't like it again. If you click white, it's still there. If you click any color, how do I take away? How do I delete this background? I don't want it at all. Do you understand? What you just do is that you increase the transparency. The transparency to the maximum, and the color will go. So those are some of the hacks that we are going to be telling you, inshallah, as we proceed. So you just come back here. So that is that. Then we are done with this header builder. Then this breadcrumb is not needed. There's no big deal. This blog is not needed now. The page, this either it is box or unbox, is also not needed now. The sidebar too, it has to do with blog. We'll be explaining that during blog. Then we go to what the footer builder. This is just the same as what we have mentioned. You can see it is in 3 layers too. These are widgets. You can move them around. These widgets, we are going to be editing them later. But just know that if you add a widget here, you can move them around. You can move this one to the center. You can do whatever you like. So the best way to learn these things is that what you should practice. You should try to delete them, add them, delete, move them around. Do you understand? So what is the meaning of this HTML? This text. If you want to write something, look at this HTML now. If I should click on it, this is it here. I'm just a beginner. I can write anything I like here. You can see Alhamdulillah. If you go up now, you're going to find it. You can see Alhamdulillah. This is what I wrote just now. I can highlight it and make it to be bold. It's going to be bold here now. You can see. I can make it to be italics. It's going to be italics here. I can give it a strike. It's going to strike it. I can change the font to maybe this color. It's going to show here. So I can give it background. I can even make it a link. I'm going to call, maybe I want, if people click on it, you take them to YouTube. I will just come and copy the link, YouTube link here, and I will paste it here. I will say apply. So if anybody clicks on this thing, it's going to take them to youtube.com. So I can do anything. I can align it like this. I can align it to the middle, then to the right, or justified or something. Do you understand? You can do as you like. This is the meaning of HTML. I can click on this place now and add another HTML. I can click on this place now and add maybe footer, anything, footer menu or something. I can add anything I like. So this HTML1, HTML2, all these widgets, we can edit them. This HTML1, HTML2, we can edit them right from this place. As for the widgets, we are going to be editing them in the dashboard. The widget, look at the widget 4 now. Look at the widget 4. Look at this place. You know, this is the first layer and it is there. That's the first layer. So as for the second layer, this is the second layer where we have DNK, the best look anytime anywhere. That's widget 4. If you click on it now, you're going to see, you can see DNK, the best look anytime anywhere. This is it here. Look at widget 2. This is it here. Click on it. Look at widget 2. Look at it for R. For R. Look at everything under it. For him, you can pick anything to show here. To show here as the widget 2. Do you understand? I can pick main menu to show here. Main menu. You can see that the main menu we have up here, accessories, everything, women, and under women we have men, about, checkout is now here now. Accessories, everything, women. Under women we have men, about, and checkout. So you can pick any other thing. You can pick for him, for her, for anything you want to pick. We will have created this one under our dashboard. This widget, then we can add them here. As for this widget 3 now, look at it. It's here now. You can see. So you can pick any of these widgets that we have already created. So these are widgets that have been created before. So you can pick any of them to show here. So the same thing to this widget 1. That is subscribe plus email and this button. It's already created. So this is it here now. We should have created this one in our dashboard. So we can then add them here. So the last layer is this layer of copyright. You can see the copyright. When you click on it, you can edit it. Copyright at something. You can say powered by. When you design a website for a client, you should write something like designed by designed by, you now write your name or your business name. When you now write your name, maybe I write by Adisa Yusuf now. Then I can highlight this my name and put a link. I will click on link and I'll put the link of my website. Do you understand? Maybe I just want to put halal.ng or something, or Sadu Prime or anything. I can put my link here. So if somebody comes here and you see that this beautiful website is designed by this particular person, I might like to contact the person to design the website for me too. If the person clicks on this name, it's going to take the person to my website and we can discuss. Do you understand? The same thing to this one now. This HTML. You can insert HTML text here. Then you can click. You can delete this one and type whatever you like. So you can type whatever. You can see we are doing great today. So anything social, these social icons, you can see Facebook, YouTube. You can add more. Add social icon. You can see this behind. You can look at anyone you want to add. Maybe it is WhatsApp. Just add. It's going to show you. You can see WhatsApp is now there. So you can do anything. When you, after adding it, you now click on it. This is going to be the link to your WhatsApp. Do you understand? So how do you now get the link to your WhatsApp? You go to, say, WAMI. Write WA space ME. WAMI link. You can see WA space me space link. Now enter it. So don't go to this very first one. Don't go to this first one. I don't like it because of some reasons that you get to know later. So we use the second one. So now here, now just enter your phone number. Maybe 234 something. You enter your phone number here. Then you now write a message you want somebody to send to you. Maybe you want somebody to send, maybe this on your website. You can say, "Hi, Yusuf, are you available to create a website for me?" So you can write something like this. After writing something like this, click on generate link. You can see the link has been generated. So this is the link. If anybody clicks on this link now, it's going to send this message to you on WhatsApp based on this number that you have already inserted here. So you can then put the link here. So that's how to do it. You put the link there. So you do the same thing for this. For this Facebook too, you put your Facebook link here. For YouTube, your YouTube link here. So you do it for everything. Twitter, Yelp. You might not do this Yelp. We are going to talk about it later, inshallah. So you can delete it if you don't need it. So this is it. So this is how to edit your footer. You can do anything you like. Yeah. So you can see these are the widgets here. So the widgets, 1 widget, 2, all these widgets. So we are going to be editing them later. You understand? Inshallah. So the next thing there is the performance. So this, you don't need it now. Load Google Fonts locally. So you don't need this one. The same next thing is WooCommerce. You don't need this one too now. We are going to be discussing this one under e-commerce. We are designing websites for e-commerce. So the next thing is site identity that we have already talked about. The site icon. So the next thing is the menus. So the menus that you have already seen, you can see for her, for him. You know, if you click on this for her now, you can see all these things there. This thing that you see under for her. You can see for her, women, jeans, tops, and shirts, everything here. So you can delete anyone you like here, or you can change the name. You can see this is the name. You can change the name, and you can change the link when they click on it where you want the link to take them. So you can change everything here, and you can remove it if you like. And also you can even tilt. If I carry this one and I tilt it like this one is going to be under this. You can see it is now under this. So, and if you like, you can bring it like this so that they are equal. So anyhow you like, and you can add, you can reorder, you can drag one up like this. and if you like, you bring this one down, and if you like, you can add more. You can see you can add from your page. If you want some of your pages to be here so that people can click and go to some of your pages here, you can do that. Do you understand? And if what you want to show here is your post, you can click on post. All the posts you have written, you are going to see them here. You can drag them here. And if they are landing pages or products or steps or categories, anything you want to see here, for example, you want to see thank you page, this thank you page, I can just click on it. It's going to come here. So immediately under for R, I'm going to see thank you page. You can see it is now the thank you page. So this is how to do it. So you can go back for him to the same thing. For him to the same thing. And also the main menu, which is this. The same thing. Accessories, everything, women. You can see that the men about checkout, they are under women. So you can just drag this one out. You can drag it out. You can see everything. You can see they are all dragged out now. None is under one, so they are going to be listed like this. And we want to delete this one, just click on it and remove. And also, if you want to change the name, you can change the name. Do you understand? So these are some of the pages that you should have already created under your pages and designed with Elementor and as you like. So you can make them to show here or something like that. So these are some of the things you should know. And also the quick links. If you can create something under the quick links, anywhere you want to add the quick links, you can add them. If you add the quick links here, if somebody click on it, it's going to see all these things under the quick links, or anywhere you want to put the quick links. It's just also like a main menu. The same thing to secondary menu too. You can see we only have about and contact us, which is this about and contact us. So if you want to add more, you can add more or delete the same way. So that is that. So this one is not really needed because we have already seen it before. This primary menu, you can see. Because this, when we say primary menu, you can call another thing primary menu. Now, what are we calling primary menu now? We are calling main menu primary menu. We can call for a primary menu, which is not really needed. So secondary menu is what we call secondary menu. And off canvas menu, you can call something like that. So whenever you are designing, you can call something that you have called off canvas menu. You can bring the off canvas menu to a particular place, and everything, so that particular thing you title it with is going to show. So the same thing to all this one, logged in account menu. So what do you want to call that? So all these ones, they are not really needed. So then the next thing is widgets that you have mentioned. The widget, we are going to be designing them later. And home page settings. What is the meaning of home page settings? If somebody goes to your website now, let's assume somebody goes to my website, tviralagency.com. Look at it. You know, the person is not putting slash anything. So this is called home page. When somebody enter tviralagency.com without adding anything, the page they are going to see is called what? The home page. So you can make that page to be anything. Look at home page now. I can make my about page to be the home page. Everything you have been doing since is not saved until you publish. When you publish it now, it's going to be saved. So if I go to this, my home page now, if I should refresh, it's going to be the about page now. You can see about us. So any page on your website can be the home page, depending on your settings here. So I can choose another thing to be the home page. I can choose the contact us page to be the home page. If I save it now and publish, if I should go to this place now and refresh, so it's not the, so if somebody just comes to tviralagency.com, it's going to see the contact us page first as the home page. So this is it. So the same thing to post page. This has to do with blog also. We are going to explain this one under blog. If you are writing a blog post and you post it, where do you want that blog post to show? That's the post page. You can choose any page. So we are going to be discussing this one later. So that's that. Additional CSS, you don't really need this. This all you should know about this customize and what you can do here. So then we are going back to Elementor. So after doing this, you can just close it. After publishing, then you can go back to your page, which is home 2 that we are using, and right click, edit with Elementor and open. You can close all these ones. Okay, we are here now. If you should collapse this, you can see our header just based on the editing we did, and you can also see our footer based on the editing we did. All right, now you should know something, that Elementor, this page, Elementor canvas, is based on sections. This is one section where you see these three, this plus, this middle one, and this X. This is a section. If you continue to be coming down, if you are coming down, you can see this another one. So another section has started from this place. Continue. You can see this one is not 3, just 2. This one is not 3, this is 2. This is not called a section. This is called what? Inner section. So we have inner section inside this section. So continue. This another section now. This is the third section. Let's continue. This is not a section. It's also not inner section. So this is another inner section. Inside this section, we still have 3 sections. This is also not a section, and this inner section too. You can see now that we only have 3 sections here. So you should know the difference between section and inner section. So this is a section now. This is a section. So inside a section, you can have inner section. For example, now if I want to have a new section, if this section, I can click on this plus, and I will click on this plus again. It's asking me which kind of section do I want to create. Is it a full one like this, or the one that is already divided into 2, or the one that is divided into 3 or 4, or how do I want it? If I click on this, a section has been created for me. Let me change background of this particular section so we can see the difference between the two. If you want to change anything, look, any section, if you click on this middle one, edit section, even this one, anyone, when you click edit section for any section, this is going to come out. It's going to show you a layout, style, and advanced. Do you understand? If you want to go back to normal Elementor dashboard, you click on this. If you click on this middle one again, it's going to show this one again. You want to go back to normal Elementor dashboard, you click on this. So that's that. So when you click on this to edit this section, so you can edit the layout of the section, you can edit the style of the section, and you can edit the advanced of the section. So the best way to learn these things is by practicing. You can't just be watching the video alone. The very first thing is that you watch the video from beginning to the end. So you can rewind, as you can take it back if you don't get something. So you watch it from the beginning to the end. The second time when you are watching it, then you now be doing it. You'll be pausing it, you'll be doing it, you'll be pausing it, you'll be doing it. So this is how to learn. So the best way to learn is by doing these things yourself. So when you click on this middle one, you click on layout. You can edit the layout, the style, or the advanced. So as for me now, I want to change the background to black so that I will be able to distinguish between this section and this new one that I just created. So I will click on this middle one. I will go to style. Under this style, I will click on this one, classic. You can say classic. Under background, I will click on classic. Then I will click on color. I can choose maybe black. So now look at this section. Let me delete it and bring it back. I want to create new section. I will just click on this, and click on this, if that's what I want. If I want the other one, I can click on this, and click on this. You can see this section now is divided into two columns. If I click on this now, you can see edit column. So this is a section, this is a column. So there is difference between section, column, and inner section. So you should get it. This is a section, this is a column. Inside this section now we have 2 columns. If I right click on this column now, I can duplicate it. You can see duplicate. So there are 3 columns now inside this section. I can also right click again and duplicate, making 4 columns inside one section. So if I want to delete it, I'll just right click and click on delete. So there are now 3. Click on right click, delete. There are now 2. So if I click on this section now, this section, what can I edit? You can see it is boxed. You might not be able to get what I mean by boxed and not being boxed now. Let me use this one to show. If I click on this middle one here, then I want to edit this section. So if I come here now, you can see it is boxed. If I click full width, that means everything inside this section is going to be moved to the edges. You can see this raining offers for hot summer is now moved to the end. But if it is boxed, it's going to move little to this place, to the center. and I can increase the movement from this. You can see the way I like, because the best practice is not to have it close to the edge. So I should be able to move it in a little bit. So this I can do with this particular one. The only time I will be able to do this is when I have boxed, but when it is full width, I won't be able to do that. So I can do this as I like. The same thing if I have columns. You know what columns mean now? When you have two columns now, so you can edit the gaps between the columns, either no gap, narrow, extended, wide, all those. The height, alignment, overflow. So the best way to see these things, that when you are changing it, you should be looking at the effect. So that's the best way to do these things. So that's regarding layout. As for the structure, you know the structure of this one is 100%. If you look at this one now, if I click on this, you go to the structure, you can see this one is 50-50 because I divided into two. If I should right click and duplicate, if I go to this one and click on this middle one now, if I go to structure, you can see now it is now 33%. Do you understand? So that's the meaning of what the structure. So let me continue using this as example. So you know how to edit the layout now and the structure. Then the next thing is style. Style, you can change the background. Style, you can change the background. The very first thing here is the background. So the background, you can change the classic color. This is just one color. If you want to give it just one color, this is the classic. So when you click on this classic, then you are going to click on this color. You click on this place, then you can give it color, maybe color red. You can see, but you see that after changing the color to red, background color to red, you can still see it, because when you are using an image, the image is going to cover the color. So if I delete this image now, you can see that the color red is showing. The color red, if I change it to blue now, you can see the blue is showing. If I change it to maybe yellow now, you can see the yellow is showing. So that is that. So if you want it as a gradient, one color going to the other, you click on this gradient, then you pick one color and you pick another color. Maybe this one should be blue, and this one, you can see. So you can even change the location. You can see I can change the location with this, and also I can change the angle. If I want it to be like this, I can rotate the angle. You can see the way it is rotating. So anyhow I like, I can change it. So if you want video background, you can click on this one. You can put video as the background. You put the link of the video here if it is YouTube video. Maybe if I go to YouTube now, okay, let me just say C. So if I want this now, I will just click on this. I will copy the address. I will come back to this place and paste it. You can see the video is now the background. The video, I can even set the start time and the end time. Either it is play once. If I want it to play on mobile, so it's going to be playing on phone too. So privacy mode only works for YouTube videos, so you can also increase this one too. So the background fallback. If this video is unable to play, what do you want to display here? If the video is unable to play, what do you want to display? You can put the image here, that whenever the video has problem and is unable to play, then I should have this background. So that's fallback. So also you can have a slideshow. Maybe you have so many images, you want them to be showing under. Maybe I want this one. I can add another one. Maybe I want this. I can add to the gallery. Maybe I want this. So you can see the three images are there. So you can see infinite loop. That means it will keep on changing. And the duration, this in milliseconds, this 5,000 milliseconds. That's like around 5 seconds. So I can decrease it, I can increase it. The transition, how you want it to be changing. The transition from one to the other, is it fade or slide right like this? Will be sliding to the right. Let's wait for it. You can see. So how do you want it? Duration, you can choose duration. Background size, you can choose the size. So background position, you can choose the position. Lazy loading, this lazy loading means that what, it should not load, because when you have too much images, your website might be slow. When you put on the lazy load, people will be able to go to your website fast, and the images will just be loading underground. So sometimes it might be good, sometimes it might not be good. So I will just advise you to put it off the way it is. So you can have any of this. Either you like just one color, or you want gradient, or you want video, or you want slideshow. Anyone you want, you can just do it. So that's for the background. The next thing is background overlay. Look at these images now. Sometimes because of the image, you might not be able to see the text on it. For example, if I choose the video, let's go to the video. Look at the video now. I might not be able to see the text very well. So that's why you need overlay. Overlay is the color that is going to be placed on the background. For example, now I can just choose classic. The very first one is classic. You can see I can put black color, any color I like, to be on the video. So when I put this black there, look at it, this opacity. I can increase it like this, so that it's going to cover so the text will be able to show very well. And I can decrease it the way I like. You can see. Anyhow I like, I can do this. That's opacity. So, and also even this color I choose, I can increase the transparency of the color of the black, which is the background overlay. I can do that already from this place. And I can also control that with what? Opacity here. You can see. So this CSS filter, you don't need it. Blend mode, normal, you can choose different things to see how it's going to show, so to see the effect. So that's that. If you like, you can choose any other color to be the overlay. You can see anyhow you like. And also, if you want two colors to be the overlay, you can come to this gradient, you pick the first color and you pick the second color, maybe blue. Do you understand? So then you can do the location too, the way we did before. And if you can do the two like this, so you can change the angle. So the opacity is also there. So anyhow you like. These are some of the things you can do. Then the border. If you want border, it seems I forgot over. See, under this background here, if you click on over, that is when you put your mouse on it. What is going to happen? When you put your mouse on it is when you are hovering on it. So if I want to have another color when my mouse is on it, then you can click this classic, click this color, and put maybe any color you like. So this is now black. If I should put my mouse on it, I want it to show what? To black. That's over. So if what I want is a gradient, I can just click on it. I will choose the two colors I want. So and you edit the same way. That's over. So the same thing to this background too. So if you want the background overlay, while you are putting your mouse on it, if you want the color to change, then you are going to go to this over and choose the that color you want. Maybe you want black or white or any color you want. So you are going to, so when you can see that when my mouse is on it, it's changing. When my mouse is on it, it's changing. So that's it. So you can choose that when you over on it, it should change the color to something or something. So anyhow you like. So the next one is the border. So the border, you can choose the border you like, maybe solid or double. If you choose solid color, it's going to this color. Now you might not know the, let me change the color to maybe green. You can see that we're having green color all around it. See the green color. See the green color. So let's go back. You click this middle one, you are under border. So you can see, and you can even increase the width. If I'm increasing it like this, everything will be increasing together because of this one that is linked. If I should click on this now, I can then increase one. It's not going to affect the rest. Maybe I'm increasing a particular side, it's not going to affect the rest. But if I click on this, so that means I want the size to be the same. I can be increasing them equally or decreasing them equally. So that's that. But if what I want is not the solid, I want the double, I can click on double. So the lines will be doubled. You can see double green lines. So let me go back. Okay, I'm under border. So anything you want, you can just dotted or dash any kind of line you want. So I don't. Okay, let me continue with it so that I can show the radius too. You can have border radius. If you look at this edge now, you can give it radius. Look at it. You can see the radius. Look at the radius now. So you can give it radius as you like. Look at it down here. You can see the radius here. So these are some of the things we can do. So if I don't want the border, I will just click on this one and click on none. But I can also choose over too. That when I'm putting my mouse on it, which kind of border do I want? I can say I want solid border. I want color, maybe color green or color yellow. So how the thickness, I can say the thickness should be like this. You can see whenever I put my mouse on it, it's going to have a border with thickness 16 all around. I can even give it radius too. I should have radius or something like that. You can see. So this is, but if I don't want it, I will just put it off. This one too, I can just put it off. So this is it. That's regarding border. Then shape divider. These are some of the things you can show up or down. You can see it has top, it has bottom. If I choose top now, I can pick anyone I like, maybe mountain. You can see what is showing up. I can choose cloud. You can see anything you like, zigzag, pyramid. So anything you want, you can just pick. So when you pick anyone, you can choose it to be at the top or at the bottom, anyone you like. And you can also change the width. For example, now if I pick mountain, I can change the width. You can see. So the height. So I can flip it. So you can flip it, bring to front. Maybe there's something on it. If no matter what I put here, if I put this one on, so this cloud, this mountain is going to be at the top. So these are some of the things you can do. So as for me, I'm not using it now. So the topography is the font. You understand? The heading font. You know, we mentioned about this one. We mentioned this one when we were dealing with customize. So you can also use this one to override. Then we go to advanced. Here now you can see we have advanced, motion effect, responsive, attributes, CSS, custom CSS. Under advanced, you can change the margin. You can see the margin, you cannot change it for the right and the left. You can only change it for the top and bottom. So if I should increase it now, since it is length, as I'm increasing the top, the bottom too will be increasing. Look at the margin. We are creating margin at the top. Because this, you can see the way I'm creating margin at the top. If you go to this one too, I'm creating margin. You might not be able to see it. Let me change the background of this particular section. So now look at this. This is from the margins that I created from this. If I should delete the margin now, it has gone. You can see it's not there. If I should increase the margin, let me go to the bottom so you can see it. You can see the way the margin is being created. Also, because this first section is under the footer, so that's why as I'm creating it is coming out under the footer. Oh, you can see the way it is. So That's that. If you don't want it to link, just click on this. You can increase this one separately and this one separately. That's that. All right. So you can also change the paddings. The padding means the distance between the element inside the section and the edges. You can see if I should increase it, if I should link it together now, let me link it together and then increase it. You can see. Look at what is happening. Look at it. So if I should increase it now, you can see. If I should unlink it now and increase it, maybe the left side. Look at it. Distance between this element and the edge is going to be increasing or decreasing because of what? Of the padding. So these are some of the things you can do. Then the next thing is motion effect. This animation. How do you want to animate this particular section? You can click on maybe fade in. This is going to show. Of fading down. Look at the section. Fade in left. You can see. So you can give it animation. If somebody comes to your website, that's going to be how it's going to be animated. You can decrease the speed, slow. You can make it to be normal. You can make it fast. You can add animation delay before it happens. If somebody comes to your website, it will take a particular seconds before it happens. You understand? These are some of the things you can do. As for me, I'm not interested. It's not usually professional except if you are so good in it. So you can practice and try things out. Make sure you are not doing something that is different from the standard people are doing. So then the next thing is responsive. What is the meaning of responsive? Listen, responsive doesn't mean the website loads fast. It doesn't mean that. When we say responsive under website design, web development industry, it means that the website looks very nice on desktop, very nice on the tab, and very nice on the phone. It loads very fast and it is well optimized on all of the devices. That's the meaning of responsive. If I say the website is not responsive, what I mean is that perhaps it's looking very nice on laptop, on computer, on desktop, but it's not looking good on phone. That's the meaning of the website is not responsive. It doesn't mean the website doesn't load fast. So if you click on it now, you can see if I have two elements here, for example, I can switch it. If I have maybe rain like this text now and I have another thing by the right side, I can say when somebody is on the tablet, the image I have here should come here and the text should come here. I can change it. The same thing on mobile. If somebody is on phone, then what I have by the right side should come to this place and what I have by the left should come to this place. So you can make somebody that is on the desktop to see another thing different from what someone who is on the phone is going to see. And the visibility is that you can even put up, if I click on this thing now, as we are editing this particular section, if I say hide on tablet, hide on phone, if somebody is browsing my website from phone, they won't see this particular section. For example, let's go to it. This, look at this responsive mode. If you click on it, up here you can see we are looking at laptop now, computer. If I should click on tablet now, you can see that first section is going to go. You can see it is having gray color. It means that it doesn't show. It's not going to show for somebody who is browsing from desktop, from tablet. If you click phone too, you can see it having gray color, meaning what is not going to show for the person who is browsing from what? From a phone. But if you click on desktop now, it's going to show for the person. But if I should put it off, if I should go back to, you can see it's showing for tablet now. Go to phone, it's showing for phone too. Do you understand? So this is meaning of what? Responsiveness that we are doing here. So then the next thing is attributes, which you don't need. It's only available for the pro and it's not important. The same thing to custom CSS. So these are some of the things you should know. Then we go back to this Elementor dashboard. If I create, let me go back. Okay, I can delete this. If I create a new section now, so how do I add columns? How do I add? So if I create this section now, so how do I design it? The very first thing is that I can add this inner section to it. You can see I mentioned that this is a section. Inside this section now, I have one column. This column now I can duplicate it. If I right click on it and click on duplicate, I can duplicate it. They are now 2. So inside this one section, I'm having 2 columns. So I can duplicate it again to be 3 or 4 as I like it. So this is easy. Also, let me delete these columns. Inside this particular section, I can add inner section to it. Inside this column, I have a section, I have a column. Then inside this column, I can add the what? Inner section. And the inner section usually comes with 2 columns normally, although I can delete one of the columns to make it 1. So I'll be having a section. Inside the section, I'm having a column. Inside the column, I'm having inner section. And inside the inner section, I'm having another column. So you can design these as you like. You should know the structure. So you know the structure, it is very important. Now I can add elements. Look at the heading. I can add heading to anywhere that I like. If I add the heading here, look at the heading now. So immediately I add the heading, or I click on this pencil icon of the heading, I can edit the heading, because I can change the content, I can change the style, and I can also edit the advanced features. Look at the content now. This is the title. You can see add your heading title here. I can delete it. I'm just starting out. I can add a link if I want when anyone clicks on this particular, I'm just starting out, to take them to maybe my YouTube channel. I can then add a link here. So the same thing to this default and HTML tag. I can change them, but it's not really needed, except if you are writing blog post, which is not recommended to write blog post on Elementor. I'm going to be showing you how to do that later. So it's not recommended to change these two. As for the alignment, I can align it to the left, which is the normal thing. I can also align it to the center, or to the right, or to justify it. It is already justified, only that I'm not having enough words. If I'm having enough words or letters inside this title, everything is going to be justified. So I can just click left. Then I'll go to style. Under this style, I can change the picture. You can see I can change the picture. So I can change the topography, which is the family, the font. I can change the font here. Maybe I like Montserrat. You can see. Also, I can change the size. You can see. Also, I can change the weight. I can make it to be thin. You can see. So I can change this. So I can change it to uppercase or lowercase, or capitalize the initial letters, or just normal. So I can make it to be normal or italics, or to be anyone I like. So I can decorate it. Maybe I want to underline it, or overline, or anything, line through, or none. So this is the line weight. You can see line height. Sorry. So I can change the line height. Then the letter spacing, I can change the spacing. You can see the way they are spacing out. The word spacing too, I can change the word spacing. You can see. So you're going to be giving us more spaces in between the words. So all of this you can do. You can go to shadow, text stroke. You can go to text stroke, which is the outer line, and you can change the color of the stroke here, maybe to blue, for example. So okay, it is in white, maybe to blue. So as you like it. So this is not actually recommended. As you are giving the color there, how do you not take the color away? You can just increase the transparency. So the next thing is the shadow. You can also give it shadow. This is the shadow color here. Maybe the shadow color should be black. You can see black, like this. So you can increase the blur, you can see, as you like. Want the shadow to move to the horizontal level like this, or vertical, you can change all of this. You can increase the blur, you can change the color, you can increase the transparency, you can decrease it as you like. If you don't like the shadow, just take everything back to 0, 0, 0, 0. So and this one, you can increase the transparency to the maximum. So that's that. So then blend. So this one, you can just choose different ones, because if you are using different colors, to just see what is going to give you, then if you like it or not. But it's just okay like this. So the next thing, let's go to advanced. So under advanced, you can change the margin. You know what margin is? That is the outer margin. The margin is out, the outer part, and the padding is the inner part. So you might not be able to see the difference now, but I showed you the difference while we were dealing with the section. So we're going to be seeing that when we design, when we design some other pages. So, but you already know what it means. I showed you when we were editing the section. Also the width, we can change the width to full width in auto. All this one is not important here. The same thing to position. So if you want it to be fixed or something, but this one is not important here also. So all these ones are not important, except the padding, the margin, which we are going to show how it's going to the effect, the motion effect with the animation. We have already seen it before. The transition too. So maybe you want to, you can see. So you can just keep it to 0. If you like it, you can use it. The offset, I said the best way to see some of these things is that what you just edit it and look at how it's going to show. So you can just try things out. This is the over. Maybe if somebody puts the mouse over it, what should happen? You can say, okay, if somebody puts the mouse over it, should rotate. So when I put mouse over it, it should rotate. So, well, these are not some of the things you see. Make sure you do what you see people doing on the standard website. So that's that. So the background, you can also have just a color as the background, and if you like, you can have a gradient. You can see, you can change. We already know this. So, and also if you want to have an image as the background, you can click image. You know, we mentioned that if you use an image as the background, it's going to cover the color. The color is not going to have an effect again. So this is it. So, and if you don't want the image, you can delete it. If you don't want the color, you can just increase the transparency like that. Okay, that's the background. Then the border, you know what the border means. We have seen it before. The next thing there is mask. If you click on mask, it's going to mask what you wrote inside something. You can mask it inside the circle, inside the flower, inside the sketch. You might not be able to see the effect now because of the shape and the color. So you're going to see that later, inshallah. So you're going to see that later. Maybe when I mask it to a triangle now, if I should carry this, you know, you can drag this. If I should carry this, or let me duplicate it first. I duplicate this text. Then I can drag this maybe to anywhere like this. You can see that it's as if this thing that I wrote is inside the triangle. If I should click on it again, under this mask, if I click circle, it's as if it's inside the circle. So this is what it means. So hexagon. So it's as if it's inside an hexagon. So you don't want to use this except if you know what you are doing and you are really interested in using it. So we are under mask now. So I can just put it off. Also the responsiveness, we already know what it means. If this particular thing that I click, if I want to hide it on desktop, it's going to, you can see it is hidden on desktop. If I want to hide it on tablet, if you go to tablet now, you're not going to see it also. But if you go to phone, you're going to see it. So you can do whatever you like. So Also, the attribute and the custom is not needed. We have mentioned that before. So this is how to edit anything. Go back to Elementor dashboard. So this image, you can just drag it. If you drag image, you put it here. Do you understand? You can just come here and choose the image you want to use. Any image you like. If you don't like this, you can click this and upload your own image from your computer. It is very simple to do. It's loading it. Before you upload an image to your website, go to tinypng, tinypng.com. So you drag an image here and you're going to download it. It's going to reduce the image for you, the size of the image. You can see this one now is 862 kilobytes. So that's much. So if I should, okay, this is the image, right? Let me drag it to tinypng. You can see 882. Let's see. You can see it has been compressed to 332. That's a lot. Minus 62%. So you just download it. So you are going to use this. This is lighter. So this is what you should do. You should upload your images to tinypng to compress. So you can see this is the image now. So this image now, so you can change the sizes here if you like. The alignment, you can change it. So the caption, you can write caption for it, and you can put link, custom link. If somebody clicks on this image, maybe it's going to take them to my Facebook or something. I can put the link here. So you can do that. Also the style, the width of this image, the width. So you can do the editing here, all these things. Do you understand? So the normal, the opacity, maybe it is normal, but if somebody over it, you put your mouse over it, maybe you should, like, do you understand? You want to decrease the opacity, so something like that. The CSS filter, duration, if you increase it, the best way to see something is that what you should increase it and change it and see the effect. So anyone that you can see over animation. If somebody over it, what should happen? Maybe I want to say grow. You should grow. You can see the way it is growing. It is zooming out. If somebody puts the mouse over it, or you should pop, you can see, or you should bounce in, or bounce out, you can see. So anything you can just choose, but make sure you are doing something that is okay. You can also give border, maybe solid border. You can increase the border. You can change the border color to red or anything. So these are some of the things you can do under this style. Then you can go to advanced, and the same things there, the layout, motion, everything that you already know. So this is what you can do. Also, this text editor, this is headline, but if you want to write something, let's go. For example, now look at this. This is the header and this is the text. This is the headline. If you want to write something like this, then you should use this heading. But if you want to write maybe something like this, or you want to write something like this, then you should use this text editor. So this is the idea. If you want the heading, like this one now, I use the heading for it. This one too can still be the heading, but if I want to write maybe some words under it, then I will use this text editor. I will just put it here. You can see how it is showing the color. I can change the color here to white. You can see. So because this text editor will allow us to write a lot of things, I can just keep duplicating this. So if you want to write a lot of text like this, so you can use the text editor to write it. So you can highlight, you can bold, you can give it italics, underline, you can put a link, you can do this, you can do that, just the way we did under customize. Then you can go to style and change the color, alignment, typography, shadow, advanced, the same thing. You can do all of this. So the same thing, if you want to bring a video, you can just bring a video like this. You can see a video here. So it's going to give it a placeholder, just a random video here. So you can change it. You can go to YouTube and bring your own video, any video you like to put there. So maybe this video now, you can just copy it. So you paste it here. So you can see the video is here now. So you can put the start time, the end time, everything, the loop, if it should be auto play, the mute, loop, control, if you want the control to show, or you want to hide the control. So everything you can do. So do you want to show the suggested video? Do you understand? Any video in my channel, all those things. So you can do here. And image overlay, this one is also very important, because sometimes you can see that it's showing just the beginning of the video, but you might like to put another image to cover the video. So you can just put overlay here, you put it on and bring any image you like. If I bring this image now, it's going to cover the video. You can see. So once people play it, then the actual video will be playing. So these are some of the things you can do. So then you can go to style to style the video. You can see the size of the video. You can decrease the size. You can see the size now, 1:1 or 3:2. But if you play the video, the actual video will be playing in the middle. You can see it's not.
Lions and tigers are among the most ferocious.
So this is going to be playing, but you can see this black here because of the size of. So these are some of the things you can do. You can see. So you can change the size as you like. So this CSS filter is not needed. The play icon, you can customize anything you want. The advanced, you can change it. Then the button, you can add button that people can click to go to a particular place. Like this one is a button, this one is also a button. You can add another button here. You can see, you can customize the button, what you want to have. This click here, you can change it to anything you want. You can change it to anything you want. You can put the link. If somebody clicks on the button, where will the button take them? You can put it and customize it, the style. So this is just everything. I don't want to be repeating it so that the video you won't get bored watching the video. So this is divider. Divider, you can put it here. If you put divider here, so if you click on it, you can see this is the divider here. As I'm decreasing it, you can see it is decreasing here. I can also increase it. Let me change the, it's in solid. I want to change the weight. You can see I can increase the weight. It's going to have more weight now. You can see. Then I can increase the size. You can see. Do you understand? This is the alignment. I can center it, take it to the right or something. I can add another element to it. So I can change the weight. I can change the color. I can give it gap, advance, like you already know. So these are some of the things you can do. Also the spacer too. Spacer is just invisible space that you can put between two things. You can see I can keep on increasing. So if I want to have space between this and this, I will put the spacer there. So I can increase it the way I like. This Google map, we are going to be using this to show the address. You can put the Google map here. After putting the Google map, just copy your address and put it here. Automatically it's going to generate the map for you. What do I mean? If my office at Ikeja, So if I copy this and I put it, if I copy this and I put it here, paste, automatically it's going to generate that location for, you can see Lagos, Agege. This is the place now on the map. So you can zoom it, you can zoom out. So we are going to be using this one too later. This is the map. You can see. So this is Ikeja. You can see. So anyhow you like. So you can also style it. You can also style it. And these are some of the things you can do. So also the icon. You know what the icon is? When you are writing anything, you can have the icon before it. So this is the icon here. You can see. This is the icon. You can choose anyone. When you can click icon library and choose any icon you like. You can change the color of the icon. You can do anything. You can also upload your own custom icon with SVG format, if you know what it means. But we are still going to teach you graphics design later. So you are going to see how you can do this. So you can also put a link there. So if somebody clicks on the icon, it's going to take them to a particular place. You can also style it, align it to the left, center, or right. Also to the style here. So you can do anything you like to this. Also, you can also bring form that people can fill. You can select a form. This form is we are going to be doing this from a dashboard, because this form here, when you bring this one here, you are going to select a form that you have already created from your dashboard, but we haven't created any form yet. It's just the normal form that came with the plugin, but we are going to be showing you. So you can create a form like this, like contact us. People can enter their name, their subject, their email address, and they can send a message to you. So, or to the company you are designing for. So these are some of the things that you should know from this place. The rest of these things here, you see, they are pro features only for Elementor Pro. But we are going to be showing you how you can see them, how you can also use them. Apart from these ones, there are general ones under. You know, somebody who sees this might think that, okay, that's enough. That's all for the free member. No, it's not all. After these pro features, you still have the general ones, which is image box. Just add these things and they are just the same thing. Look at this image box now. If I should add it, it's going to have image, title, and then description. Image, title, and description. So like anything like this is having image, title, description, and button. So although this image is used as background, but you can also do something similar with this image box. In fact, you can collapse this like this. Just click on this. It's going to collapse like this. Then you can use this image box. You can use this icon box, star rating, carousel. Just drag these things. It's very visual. When you drag it, you see what you can do with it. So play around with these things. May Almighty Allah put back on your efforts. So let me stop here. We continue inshallah later. Assalamu alaykum warahmatullah wabarakatuh.